this Iagd is one of the oldest organizations, Islamic organizations in Michigan. If it's not the first one, I'm sure it is the one of the oldest organizations here. We are the largest organization in this Michigan area.
I actually came over here in Detroit in 1970. At that time there were only 3 masajid in the city of Detroit, and there was none in the suburbs. So as we moved out here, we felt the need, children were young, that we needed to maintain our religious activities. So we started meeting at individual homes once or twice a week, reading Quran, reading tafsir, and then we started having a weekend school for little kids. At one point we felt that there was a need for a center. So we initiated this process. Islamic Association of Greater Detroit was then established officially and registered in April of 1978.
So that's when they came up with this idea that they have to have an organization, not just a masjid, which is just a prayer place, an extended version of the masjid, which would involve a lot of other community activities. So that's when they started to look around, and then they found this area to be better, and they bought a house here, and that's how the masjid was started.
This particular property where we are sitting right now, initially it was only 2 3/4 acres of land. There was a small farmhouse on it, which we kind of renovated and started using for Jummah prayers and also some educational thing. But at the same time, we actually used one of the high schools in Troy for our weekend school, our gatherings. We started having dinners once a month to secure funds as well as meet each other. And ultimately, the initial building was built, which consisted of a prayer area, obviously the facilities, a kitchen, and a hall.
So as it happens everywhere, once the more people started to come in, the need to expand was also very evident. So the original founding members really looked into this, and then they started to plan for this. And one of the ideas they had was that this is the area we will stay and we will not move out of this. So they planned to started to purchase the surrounding properties as they became available for sale. And that's how they built this whole area around to set up this whole institute or organization.
We were able to acquire these properties around that first property. So at the moment we probably have about 22 acres of land, and that allowed us to have a larger parking area as well as embark upon expansion of the masjid. So we moved the masjid down on this side.
So entire 100% money that came in was donated by the community members. And that's why it took us so long to get here where we are, because again, asking for money takes time. People were donating, and as they donated, we kept building on. So this has, where we are today, this is our basically a third phase of construction. So we have already gone through 2 phases, which was the older mosque, the first phase, and then expansion of the older mosque to add some classrooms and the gymnasium. And then after that, this whole new masjid prayer hall is the third expansion that has happened.
Alhamdulillah, Iagd is a traditional masjid, but also a lot more than that. As a traditional masjid, we offer 5 daily prayers, the Jummah services, the Saturday and Sunday school. We have got full-time Hifz school. We have got full-time, you can say normal school, which is the elementary school right now, and the plan is to expand upon it.
We have different schooling systems that are running at Iagd. One is we have Noor Academy, which is a full-time Islamic school for younger kids, which starts from pre-K and goes all the way up to second grade. And then we have Hifz School. Hifz School is also a regular school that does provide Hifz education to the students, as well as their regular education. So the kid, a student that is part of the Hifz school does not lose any time with their regular schooling. So once they graduate from here, they have the regular education and they can get back into the normal public school system and continue on. And then we offer weekend schools for kids that go to public schools. In order to enhance their Islamic education and knowledge, we offer classes on Saturdays and classes on Sundays. So these are two mutually exclusive sessions that have either kids can go to Saturday school or come and attend the Sunday school.
Along with this, we actually built a high school sized gymnasium, primarily to take care of the young people and holding them closer by. But even that space gradually became smaller.
So right now we are sitting in the new expansion. This is on my left side is the prayer halls, but this is the public setting where we have some office area, and right behind you is the conference room that the community organization committees can use to get together and have their meetings. The space on my right will be inshallah converted into an open library. So we will have a library system set up here to do that. And on my further right is the old section. So the new building is attached to the old building, and that old section is basically the school and the old prayer hall, our social hall, and then the gymnasium. When I say social hall, we do have a banquet hall here, which is utilized by the community to do their social activities, as far as birthdays, graduation parties, and sometimes nikah and weddings also.
The sisters here at Iagd are very active. The sisters place, which can accommodate almost 800 sisters during the Jummah khutbah. If you look at most of our committees, you would see that majority of them are run by the sisters. Take the example of the Interfaith committee. Mostly the sisters. These are the sisters who are connecting with the non-Muslims, bringing the schools to the masjid, students to the masjid, non-Muslims to the masjid, and doing a lot of activities.
We are having a fundraising dinner, and here we have our fundraising team.
When it comes to the social activities, most of the committee members are sisters. And even smilingly and astonishingly, you could see that the fundraising committee, the biggest chunk of that are the sisters. They are bringing more money. They have got the right to write the checks on behalf of their husbands. So alhamdulillah, the sisters are playing a great role in the well-being and the progress of this community.
We at Iagd love to say, and we mean it, that sisters have been the backbone of our community. Our sisters from day one have helped us, this organization grow, and then they have always managed the day-to-day activities of this organization.
When it comes to the new Muslims, as soon as somebody accepts Islam, our sisters committee give them a gift pack which includes the copy of the Quran, translation of the Quran, and they also take their phone numbers and connect them with some of the other families. So people can connect with them, the sort of buddy system. And then they follow up with them by regular classes. One of the very active segments of our organization is the youth segment. MashaAllah, they have got their independent organizations. They coordinate with the Iagd leadership, and they do their regular halakas, their regular programs, their regular activities, visits, basically camps.
But even in Jannah, right? So Allah mentioned in this ayah, everything we place in this world.
We have very good relationship with the local city and local management. In fact, the mayor of Rochester Hills is a really good friend of Iagd, and he has visited Iagd several times on several occasions. So there has been no issue. Our community, a lot of community members are from the city of Rochester Hills, where this masjid is. So because of that also, there has never been any issue with your local administration.
The Interfaith Committee contacts the schools and invites the middle and high school students to come and visit the masjid. They also contact the colleges and universities. So the professors and the teachers, they bring their students and their classes to the masjid. They listen to the lectures, they participate in sometime our services, and then they have got specific question and answer sessions with us. So we do the open house where we invite non-Muslims. Just few months ago, we had a very successful open house where so many non-Muslims showed up. They were mesmerized by the masjid, they were mesmerized by the aesthetics of the masjid, the beauty of the construction, all of this kind of calligraphy, but then their questions were very deep and we were able to answer their questions.
إن الذين أوتوا العلم من قبله إذا يتلى عليهم يخرون للأذقان سجدا.
Alhamdulillah, when they were constructing the new phase of the masjid, they constructed with it the funeral, you can say, or the washing room. That washing room is basically state-of-the-art room. Whatever technology was used in the hospitals is used over here in the masjid to give the proper washing to the dead bodies. The masjid pays a lot of attention to the services related to the elderly. And we have got the arrangements with one of the largest cemeteries around us, and we do have got the arrangements with them to give the proper burial to our brothers and sisters.
From the very beginning, we felt that this was not only just musalla, but rather a community center, so that it catered to the needs of everybody, the children, the women. The women have been the major portion of this organization, both in supportive role as well as in functional capacity, and so are the children.